Cassiopia and Cepheus, created by Julia de Silva Perez, Clarice de Silva Perez, Bennett Shashka, Chucky D, and Megan Durrell. Number one, we have Cassiopia.
Okay, so Cassiopeia stars. The five brightest stars of Cassiopeia are Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Epsilon. Form the characteristic W shape asterism. The asterism is oriented as a W when below Polaris during northern spring and summer nights. In northern winter, and when seen from southern latitudes, it is above Polaris, and the W appears inverted. Alpha, also known as Chitter, is generally the brightest star in Cassiopeia constellation. Beta is more than 3 times the size of our sun and 20 times brighter than our sun. Gamma is a B star, which is a narrow definition, sometimes referred to as classical B stars, is a non-supergiant B star whose spectrum has or had at some time one or more Balmer emissions lines. This star is also a variable star, which is a star whose brightness as seen from the Earth, and also a binary star, which is a star system consisting of 2 stars orbiting around the common barycenter system. Delta is an eclipsing binary star system. And finally, Epsilon has an effective temperature of 15,174 K. So the picture below, you can see the W spectrum, and from the far left is Alpha, and then goes Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Epsilon.
Some quick facts of Cassiopeia. The luminosity is 5,210 times that of the sun. Absolute magnitude is 2.01. The size and color is 598.4 square degrees, so 1.451% of the sky. Its color is generally described as orange, yellow, or blue. The stellar type is of the Delta Scuti type. The spectral class is A5. It is located 410 plus or minus 20 light years from the Earth. The surface temperature is 4,530 K.
And here is our beautiful HR diagram for Cassiopeia. As you can see, all 5 main stars are in the graph. We have Gamma, Epsilon, Beta, Delta, and Alpha.
Okay, next we have deep sky objects and Messier objects in Cassiopeia. You can see on this slide, we listed a handful of deep sky objects, and then as we know that there's only 2 Messier objects in Cassiopeia. Then on this slide, we chose to specifically dive a little deeper into M22. And M22 lies in Cassiopeia's prominent western asterism near the prominent deep sky object Bubble Nebula, which we will talk about next. The best time to spot this is in autumn. And it is, as you can see on the right, bright open clusters that can be seen with 10 by 5 binoculars. And then according to the constellation guide, the distance that to M2 has not yet been established with any degree of certainty because of the high interstellar absorption of the cluster's light. Estimates range anywhere from 3,000 to 7,000 light years, which is a very, very large range. And then lastly, M22 appears as a hazy nebulous patch of light, as you can see on the right. Perfect. And then now we have our new general catalog object in Cassiopeiia. And the one that we chose was Bubble Nebula, which is super fun. It can be seen from Detroit above our northern horizon at about 2120. It's also known as Caldwell 11, and it lies in the same direction as M22, located near a large molecular cloud. Also, this NGC stellar winds and radiation from the nebula is what causes its shape. With 16 or 18-inch telescope, you are able to see the shape of Bubble Nebula. It was created about 300,000 years ago, and it was created by dust and gas as it was expelled from the central star of Cassiopia.
2. Cepheus.
Okay, some Cepheus stars are Alpha, also known as Alderaan, is the brightest star in the constellation. There are 3 red supergiants in the constellation that are visible to the naked eye. Mu is known as Herschel's garnet star due to its deep red color, which you can see in the picture below. VV8 is one of the largest stars in the galaxy with a diameter of 1,400 times of our sun, and T has a period of 13 moons and a diameter of between 329 to 500 solar diameters.
Some quick facts of Cepheus. The luminosity is 2000 L. Absolute magnitude 1.57. The size 588 square degrees, and its prominent color is red. The stellar type is a suspected delta Scuti, and the spectral class is an A8VN, and the distance to is 211 light years from Earth, and the brightest star is 7,740 K hotter, or K, and that is hotter than our sun.
And here's another beautiful HR diagram.
Whoa!
See, we have Alpha, Delta, Alderaan, Gamma, and Musiphi. Musiphi is a supergiant red star, and Alpha is a blue giant, as you can see. None of them are red dwarfs or white dwarfs.
Okay, moving right along. Something that's different between Cassiopea and Cepheus is Cepheus does not have any Messier objects. Cepheus is one of the few constellations that doesn't have any Messier objects, but that is a case for some of the other constellations. You will see on the left, there's a handful of NGC objects in Cepheus. These are not all of them. These are just a few that we listed. So we have NGC 7129, NGC 7142, Caldwell 1, which we will talk about, the Fireworks Galaxy, which is also Caldwell 12, which we will get into as well, and the Wizard Nebula and the Irish Nebula. So the first one is the Fireworks Galaxy, which is so cool. If you look to the map on the right, the bottom right, you can see in Cepheus where this is. You can see the small red dot at the bottom right. So the Fireworks Galaxy is NGC 6946, and it's shared by Cepheus and Cyngus. So it is shared by another constellation along with Cepheus. This galaxy has had over 10 novae explosions in the past century. Those 10 have been observed, likely probable others that have not been observed. It is medium-sized face-on spiral galaxy that is further classified as an intermediate spiral galaxy and a starburst galaxy. It is 22.5 million light years away. So that's 22.5 million light years away and can be seen from the northern locations during October, November and December. Also, you can see it along with about 80 of its stars with binoculars of a magnitude of 7.8 or greater. Its diameter is 75,000 light years, and its apparent magnitude is 8.9. Then we have another NGC object, again, because Cepheus does not have any Messier objects. So this is Irish Nebula. It looks so cool, so many different colors. So Irish Nebula is a reflective nebula, which means that its colors come from scattered light from its central star, as you can kind of see in the picture to the left. All reflective nebulae are made of tiny particles that are 10 to 100 times smaller than dust particles that we have here on Earth. So its specific nebula is seen by the human eye to have a lot of blue within it, but it also contains a lot of red. A lot of that red is likely to come from chemical compounds, including hydrogen and carbon. And then it has a magnitude of 6.8. Its apparent dimensions are 18 by 18. Its distance, it has a distance of 1,300 light years from Earth and can be seen at different times of year, of course, depending on your location. And then it does lie very close to the North Celestial Pole. Therefore, you can also see the NGS 7023. And then a cool little fun fact about Irish Nebula, it has an interstellar dust, which interestingly blocks the stars behind it. So that's also contributing to the colors that we see and what we see, along with, of course, the fact that it is so many light years away from Earth.
And now to wrap it all up, we're going to talk about the story behind these two constellations, because they're kind of interwoven here. So Cassiopia and Cepheus were married, and Cepheus was the king of Ethiopia. And Cassiopia once said that she was more beautiful than the Nereids, one of which Poseidon was married to. And this really upset them, so they asked Poseidon to punish Cassiopia for kind of gloating that she's so beautiful and stuff, because they thought differently. So Poseidon sent a sea monster named Cetus, which was a giant white whale, to haunt the seas near Ethiopia, so it would kind of burden the whole country, Cepheus, and like kind of spite Cassiopia. So Cepheus was kind of upset about this, and he didn't really know what to do, so he went to an oracle for advice, and the oracle said that he would have to sacrifice his daughter Andromeda. So what he did is he put her out on the sea and like basically just sent her out to get killed by this giant whale. But she was saved by someone you guys might know is Perseus. He's the guy who slayed Medusa, so he saved her, and they actually ended up getting married. So that's kind of the end of the story. And so Poseidon has said to put King Cepheus and Poseidon in the sky, or I mean Cassiopia in the sky. And we mentioned earlier how Cassiopia is inverted for a lot of the year, and that is because it's more of an extra punishment, because she's kind of hanging upside down in the sky. And if you look at the bottom picture on the left there's Cetus, the whale, Andromeda, the daughter, Perseus, her savior, Cassiopia, and Cepheus. As you can see up here on the top left, that is Cassiopia. On the right is Cepheus, and on the bottom right here is kind of just what they look like normally. That's our resources.
That presentation was brought to you by Slide Glow, including icons by Flaticon, infographics and images by Free Pick,